So what we can do now with these two triads is we're gonna play what we call a 1-4-5. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna play, let's start with a major triad and take the example of the triad that we played, which is an A triad. So root, major third, and fifth. So that's what you're gonna do. So you're gonna go root, major third, fifth, back to the major third. Alright, once you play that, you're gonna do exactly the same shape, but now starting on the 5th fret on the A string here, which is the 3rd string. So the shape is gonna be the same, it does not change. So here, there, and there. So top string, A, this is A triad, and then you come here to the 5th fret, starting on the 3rd string, and you play that. That's a D triad. So this is a 1, this is the 4. Because I'm not gonna explain now. It's too much theory at the moment, I would say. So 1, root, major third, 5th, major third, and then you change to the D string, root, major third, 5th, major third. And then you're gonna come still on the 3rd fret, on the 3rd string, sorry, but now on the 7th fret, and you're gonna play the same triad there, root, 3rd, 5th, 3rd, but starting on the 7th fret, same shape. And so then you go back to the 4. What I mean is you go back to this one on the 5th fret. Alright, so this is 1, 4, 5, 4. So what I'm changing, I didn't change the notes, what I changed was the rhythm to give it a bit of a bounce, and instantly it sounds a bit more like reggae. But for you, just want to play the triad like that, just keeping a constant rhythm. Alright, so that's for a major progression, a 1-4-5 progression. Progression, I mean a chord progression. When you hear a song, you hear a chord, you hear the sound changing from one thing to another. That's a chord changing from a certain chord to another chord and then to another chord. That's what we call a chord progression. The chords are changing, it's a sequence, so it's a certain progression. So the chord progression here is A, that's an A triad, and then is a D, and then is an E. So that's your 1-4-5 in A, because you have chord 1, A, chord 4, because in the sequence is chord 4, and then which is D, chord 4 is D, and then chord 5 is E. Alright, start to get used to the language. Each repetition will make sure that you start to get it. So if you don't understand everything so far, doesn't matter. What you should be focusing on is your playing. Really make sure you get to the point where you can play things properly. If you don't understand it yet, in terms of theory, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna shut up. The next thing you're gonna do is the triad, but the minor triad. So you remember, root, the minor third, and the 5th. So you're gonna use that triad, starting on the top string, 5th fret, there. And then you're gonna do the same triad, the same shape, a minor triad, starting on the 5th fret on the 3rd string, and you do the same shape. And once you do there, on the 5th string, on the 5th fret, 3rd string, you're gonna come to the 7th fret on the same string, and you do the same triad. Sorry. Right, there, there, and there. And then you come back to the 5th fret and you do again. Got it? So, minor triad on the top string starting on the 5th fret. You've done that. 1. So root, flat 3rd, 5th, flat 3rd. Then you change to the 5th fret, finger number 1 as well, on the 3rd string. Root, flat 3rd, 5th on the other string, back to the flat 3rd. And then on the 7th fret, same shape, same triad. Right, and then you go back. Root, flat 3rd, 5th, flat 3rd. And there you have a 1, 4, 5, but in a minor progression, because these are minor triads. So you have, sorry. So that's 1. That's chord number 4. That's chord number 5. That's chord number 4. So then you go. Once that is cool, you can start to give it a bounce. So, and that's you starting to play reggae. The triads, it changes from one chord to another, which means you play a different triad. It might stay the same tonality, which means you can change to a different chord, but still a minor triad, or you can change it to a major triad. It will depend. So I can play for it. Now what you can do as well is let's take the triad number 1, the major triad, starting on root on the top string on the 5th fret, the major. Then what you can do is you move it up. You go from 5th fret to the 7th fret, but then you change the finger number 1, and there you play a minor triad. Alright? So you play a major triad here on the 5th fret, top string, root, major 3rd, 5th, major 3rd. And then you move to the 7th fret, 1st finger, there on the 10th fret, 4th finger, and then you change string to the A string, and this is the 9th fret, which is your minor triad. And you have a major triad, minor triad. See, it sounds like reggae. Yeah, so let's stay here for now. J Jesus, practice these triads, and J Jesus is my name. Practice these triads, and once you're ready, continue to the next lesson where you're gonna learn some Bob Marley and his son's songs. So